Boom, we are now live, making money on Amazon live AMA. Just wanted to tap on with you this evening. Happy solar eclipse. If you guys had a chance to throw on the glasses, it was pretty cool. I threw on the glasses with the kids and we checked it out. What's up with all the doom and gloom though with these internet people, man, about this and that with the solar eclipse? It was pretty funny, man. Shout out to B-Man, shout out to It's All For Sale and everybody else in the Discord. I just posted that I'm live. Let's wait for a couple of people to pour in. Checked out the solar eclipse with the kids. We threw on the shades, and it was cool. It was cool. I remember checking out a solar eclipse, I don't know, it was probably like 20 years ago. I threw on the shades as well. And yeah, super cool. Had a chance to check out, head to Marshall's this morning and re-up on some grocery goods that I picked up. I was letting B-Man know about it. And some bangers, man. I picked up some units at Marshall's that I found last week. It was like 6 of each kind, or was it 8? I think it was like 50, it could have been 8 of each kind. So it was a total of either 12 or 16 units. I sent them in last week, and they all sold out by today. And that is like an anomaly. Normally, it takes weeks for things to process and actually to get to FBA and, you know, the whole process. And I got other apparel and shoes still processing. But these grocery units, they got in there fast, and they're moving and grooving. It's All For Sale says this TJ Maxx was beautiful today. It was a great day in sales. I haven't checked, but I'm doing good. Today's a good sales day. A few days ago, I had one of the worst days of the month, but this month is banging. I'm not gonna lie. This month so far is looking good. I may be able to hit my goal of 15K this month, and soon, 20K is that next step. And hopefully by the summer we're closer to 50K. I'm really trying to step it up. I got Amazon hitting me up with offers, trying to give me credit. I finally locked in the general liability insurance for the LLC. Once you start selling consistently over 10K a month, Amazon starts hitting you up with letting you know that you need to provide some insurance, and they hit you up with some link options of where to buy the insurance and stuff. And it's not expensive. It ends up being, I think it's like $30-40 a month. Just in case, once you start selling a lot, they want to make sure everybody's protected or whatnot. So if you're a new seller, don't worry about it. You don't have to be concerned about getting insurance or whatnot. But it's for months that they've been hitting me up, and I'm like, man, let me make sure my account doesn't, suffer any red flags or anything. So finally, I locked that in last week, and send in those grocery items that I picked up in Marshall's last week. They sold out today. And when I saw that they've been selling, I went back to Marshall's and I only found one unit. But I did find a comparable listing in the same type of grocery category. And maybe I'll let you guys know, this is something maybe, I'll share more in like in a paid chat or something. Be on the lookout at BOGO. Or not BOGO. That's buy one, get one free. But be on the lookout. So it's BOLO, right? So anyhow, I went and I found another type of item that's comparable that I feel like is kind of trendy right now in the grocery fitness category. So that's what's up, man. Be on the lookout. Yeah, BOLO. I'm BOGO, BOLO, all these acronyms get me a bit confused. But yeah, that's something that we should do in the paid upgrade chat. I know I've been sleeping on that, but I want to make sure that we continue to give value to the chat and let people know that I want to build trust. And it feels like a long time, but we've only been up and running for 2 months, maybe 2 months, while other Discords have been up for years. So that's what's up, guys. If you haven't slid into the Discord, jump in there right now. I have the link in my bio, and we have close to 500 people in there. And, I want to hit 1,000 people. I want to get 1,000 people up in there. I have an ungating channel dedicated just to ungating, because that is the number one topic for newbies that are just getting in the game. They want to know how to get ungated for Nike, Adidas, and some of the bigger name brands. But as B-Man will tell you, you don't need to be ungated in these big brands to make money and actually start selling. So, we have a whole list of auto ungates in the Discord, which means that you could just apply to sell, answer a few questions, and boom, you don't have to provide all the paperwork and all these stuff that you would normally have to do with Nike and Adidas and some of the other big brands. Thank you for your experience. Thank you for tapping in, Rye. I appreciate you. Rye Bread forever. All right. Is it, what was it they said, something like about like moldy rye bread makes you hallucinate or something? Is that like are you insinuating that with the name? I don't know, but anyhow, yeah. We'll post bolos in the chat, and also, just like a lot more, be a lot more responsive on that chat, because right now, as I get more people DMing me and I can become more busy, I'm not going to be able to answer every single person in the general chat. And I want to create a group, like a membership group, where I can spend more of my time and answer questions more based on, like, hey, is this graph good? Is this keeper chart all right? And maybe we'll have a specific path to like new sellers, get, have an outcome for you guys. Like, let's help new sellers get 2,000 a month or 3,000 a month. And I know it's possible because, last month already for a few months straight, I've been over 10K. And if I stay on this path this month, I may pass 15K. So let's see. It's still too early to call. We're still in the first week, but I want to keep a positive mind state, and I want to speak it into existence. So let me know, guys. Where are you at? What's the thing you guys want to learn about the most when it comes to making money on Amazon? Because everybody's at a different point in their journey, and some people don't even think it's for real. Some people are already selling. They're already ungated. They're already making moves. So where are you at? Post it in the chat. Let me know. And let me know what's the number one thing that you guys want to know about. From my experience, from what I'm seeing, from all the newbies that, follow me and that they're going into the Discord, is how to ungate the products. And guys, I'm not even gatekeeping on that. I'm not gatekeeping on ungating. You could jump in there. We have a whole entire channel dedicated to ungating, specific instructions. And I'm here to tell you, it's the same move for all the brands. So, go ahead and get an invoice from Soccer.com, from Target. Target provides invoices. If you buy online, you got to wait for them to ship out, and then they'll provide you with an invoice, and they're a legit retailer. So you can use that invoice to engage for just about any brand. B-Man says scale up. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to scale up. And we had someone in the chat, which was kind of funny because that person had never posted before, but they were like, yeah, I got a VA and I'm selling about 12K a month. And, you guys, when you're in Discords, and, for people that haven't been in Discords, you got to look out. You never know who's real, who's not. So, I let them slide, because they weren't trying to offer anything. But you never know if they're DMing or not. That's why I tell everybody, turn off your DMs and only accept friend requests from people that and are vetted. And that's why I think it's important to create a paid membership group, because everybody that goes through there is going to be more vetted. So, sometimes you got people giving out advice that you don't know if they're legit or not. So, I'm trying my best to respond to everybody in the chat. But again, I don't have time for every single question. And now some people are DMing me, sending me charts. And sometimes I try to respond, man. I want to build trust. I want to let you guys know I'm here to help. But it'll make it a lot easier if we have like a barrier to entry. And it'll make, I can vet who's serious or not. How do you divide up your money? Meaning, do you save most and just spend a percentage? As far as the business, right now I'm reinvesting. I'm not trying to save anything. I'm reinvesting it all back into merchandise. So I'm trying to scale as fast as possible. That's me personally. That's what I want to do. But other people choose to pay themselves, and I'll figure that out later. How do you understand the better choice when listing FBA or FBM? Well, me personally, I do FBA. I don't do FBM, although I should with some products. And I do recommend FBM for newer sellers, because you could test out a product, and if it doesn't sell, you could return it. So, you could list it and hold it for 30, 45 days and see if it actually, if the fish bite. So that there's a strategy there, but I FBA everything. I don't got time to be filling orders or anything like that. But some people do. And, it could be lucrative because sometimes you can make a better profit. Sometimes, not all the time. But what's best about FBM is that you can loop around, turn around your money a lot faster. You could turn your money around a lot faster because, you buy something at the store, you could list it right then and there. By the time you get home, you could sell it, fulfill the order, send it out the next day, and technically get your money back a lot faster than having to prep the order, prepare the items, send them out to the Amazon warehouse and hope that they process your order fast. Like I said, the grocery items that I acquired in Marshall's early last week. So but it was last week. I prepped them the same day and I send them out, and they started selling on Friday or Saturday, and by today they're all sold out. And again, it was like no more than 16 units. I want to say it was either 12 to 16. I got to check. I don't know if it was 6 of each flavor or it was 8 of each flavor, but it was something like that. And they sold. And there was other units that I sent with that pack that were like shoes and apparel, and that they're not even active yet. So for those that are sitting on waiting on their shipments to become active, it's random. Sometimes Amazon won't list you won't see it active on your dashboard, but it's active for them and they may start moving it for you. So it just, they have their own system over there, and you're just going to have to be patient. But I hope that I answer your question. So FBM is good for if you're a new seller and, you don't want to wait around and you got a limited amount of money, you got $1,000, $2,000 and you want to make back your money fast. You could list it at FBM, fulfill the order yourself, and boom. Another rule of thumb is if it's really, really light, sometimes it's probably better just to FBM it yourself if you can. Like if you got a really light, like makeup or, maybe a t-shirt, that doesn't really weigh more than a pound, you could probably FBM it and probably squeeze out a little bit more profit than if you would have FBA. It's been a week with a product I'm holding and I'm debating just sending it out to FBA. I mean, it's up on you. Like, I don't know the maths. I haven't seen the charts on the product. I don't know how it's moving. But, I had someone asking me right now, like, hey, man, it's been a week. I'm holding this product and, it hasn't sold yet. And I'm like, man, and I think they listed FBM. I'm like, man, and they sent me a chart. I was like, look, man, there's like over 30 sellers on this. It does look like a good chart. It does look like a good ranking, but, you may be sitting on it for weeks. And that's kind of normal. You could sit on it for 3, 4, 5 weeks. And sometimes even more, but on average, within a few weeks, it should sell if you identified and purchase a product that has a low sales rank. And what I mean by that, it's, by a rule of thumb, it's less than 150. And I'll be honest, I've been looking at sales rank that is under 100K. I'm going to be honest. Like I've always said 150K. And sometimes I buy things that are 145 or even above 150. But I'm trying more to be like, to filter it down a little bit more and really focus on things that are under 100,000 basic seller rank BSR. And what that means is like basically it's the top 1% of the category. If you're getting items and listing items that are at the top 1% of the category, be it apparel or whatever category that you're selling it in, it's a high chance that it's going to sell. How long can a shipment be in receiving status when it's checked in? Like I just said, it could be in receiving for weeks sometimes. I have stuff that's there for weeks, and I got stuff that, like I said, I sent in last week and it already processed. You got to understand that every single time that you send something to FBA, you're sending to another warehouse. They got warehouse all throughout the country. So there's literally, I don't know how many warehouses, but there's a bunch of warehouses. So you don't know what the pace of that warehouse is, the traffics that they have, who's working there. It could be a bozo for all you know. There's all kinds of variables. But something you got to wait on. How long could I already answered that question. So let me know, guys. What do you want to know? Most people want to know about ungating. The ungating process is easy. It's free to join the Discord. Jump in there, and I have an entire channel with specific instructions on how to get ungated for all these big brands. And also, there's lists and instructions for auto ungate brands. What I mean by auto ungate is that you just plug in the number for the ASIN number for the product, and you should be able to get auto ungated without providing any invoices. And a lot of that stuff is mostly grocery. Like this item that I'm talking about, this grocery item that I'm talking about that sold out quickly, it was an auto ungate. I found this item at Marshall's and I'm like, oh, this numbers looks good. And I plugged in the ASIN and request for approval, and I just got approved. And I found another one today that was auto ungate. So, a lot of the stuff in groceries are auto ungate. So, guys, don't break your mind waiting to get approved for Nike. You know what I mean? A lot of people are like, oh my God, Nike. It's like, that's not your only path to success. How do you deal with returns? Meaning, do you have to to have a reserve account? I don't have to deal with the returns because I do everything FBA. They deal with it. So when someone decides to return an item, because it does happen, people return items. They process the return. They send it back to the warehouse, and Amazon inspects the item and see if it's resellable, which the majority of the time it is. I would say 90+%, probably more than 95% of the time an item gets returned, it's resellable. So they just restock it for you. Of course, you take the hit for it, so balances out on your account. They charge it back to your account, but they restock it, so then they'll end up selling it. Again, if it's not resellable, they send it back to you, and you got to take the L. Hey, we got approved with your advice on Nike. 1 HMA. Oh, congrats, winning, big win. A lot of people are winning in there, getting approved. I want you guys to post your sales as well. If you got your first sale, if you hit your first 500, your first 1,000, I want to see your milestones, guys. Any sites you recommend to get ungated on Carhartt? I got ungated on Carhartt a few months ago using Dungarees.com. And I submitted the invoice. They provide invoices. And, I've been selling Carhartt. I actually picked up I bought some Carhartt online today. Carhartt sells good. Tell you, Carhartt sells pretty good. Carhartt, there's a lot of items that, not a lot, I'm saying there's a significant amount of items that have a low sales rank. And when I'm talking about low sales rank, it's like below 30,000. And some are even below 1,000, which is a little harder to find. But Carhartt sells well. Now, can you find the right deal? You got to shop around. I appreciate the chat. No problem. I'm here to help. Guys, slide into the Discord. I'm going to keep repeating it. And I've been announcing it on the live stream last week, this week. We're going to have a paid section, a membership, where we're going to have a more tight-knit community, and I'm going to be able to respond to you guys more. You guys can post your charts or whatnot. Hey, is this a good item? I'm also going to be posting, be on the lookout, like the items that I picked up on Marshalls today and last week. I can share that with you guys and say, hey, look, I got this item. It's a banger. Check it out, etc. But the chat will stay up. The general chat will stay up, and because I was contemplating just like making the whole general chat paid for, but let it be. Just let it be, and then we'll make a smaller chat for those people that are serious. I've been doing FBM for the past 2 months. I am actually going to do FBA this week, hoping I will make more sales. I don't know. I see people making sales with both FBM and FBA. One thing about FBA, though, is that your items, once they're active, they become Prime eligible. So if someone wants to buy from you, they're Prime eligible, and then since Amazon's fulfilling the order, they can get it a lot faster. So sometimes you're favored on the buy box. So you're Prime eligible, they can get the order faster. Sometimes when people are fulfilling their own orders, they have a longer fulfillment time, and because of that, they may not win the buy box, or people might not choose them as the buyer, because sometimes there is no buy box. So people have to go in and actually pick a buyer, and they're usually picking the lowest price and or the fastest shipping time. Some people need the item quickly. So when you're doing FBA, you're gonna always be eligible for Prime. But again, to do the FBA, you have to have that processing time. So you got to send in the items. Once they get there, they got to process them, and there takes some time before they get active. So that could be 1 week if you're lucky, and I got lucky last week. Or it could take several weeks. It could take 2-3 weeks. And 2-3 weeks not being able to sell your items, it's a long time. So that's the pros and cons. HMA says, how much is it going to be in the smaller group? I don't know. I haven't came up with a price, but I was thinking of doing like a membership for like just to have a similar chat to what we have now, but with a smaller group, something as a membership. I don't know. Maybe you should tell me what you think it's worth. I don't know. I've been looking around and trying to do comparables. And then I can do like maybe we can have a smaller chat group, and then I'm also thinking of doing like a higher ticket thing where I can actually do coaching with another group, and we could do like several calls. And I'm in a mastermind group with Miles, and most of you guys know Miles. I actually got off a call with them, and I could do something similar to that. I'm not going to charge the amount that Miles does because he's been in the game for years, and I'm learning from him. But I'm already at a level where I feel like I could do that with a group. But before we do like a higher ticket thing, we could do just like a paid chat. And also, you feel a little better getting responses that people that are actually in the game, because on the general chat, like, no one's really vetted. So someone may be answering your question and you don't know if it's actually the right answer. Rye Bread says 15 to 20 for the small group, higher for masters. Yeah, something around that. I don't know about 15. I was thinking anywhere from like 20 to 40, somewhere in that range. That's like the numbers that I had in my head. I haven't really decided, so I'm just taking the temperature. But for now, guys, the general chat's open, and I'm still there to help. And the reason I'm doing that is because I want to make sure that you guys know that I'm legit, and I want to build trust. For real. You know what I'm saying? So. One HMA says 50 to 75. Yeah, it's maybe a little higher. We could do like I said, the paid chat membership, and then there could be like more of like a higher ticket, like a coaching thing, And the one I do with Miles, that's several $1,000s, but it's a one-time fee. I wouldn't be charging the same as him for X reasons, but it would be something higher. But we'll get to that later. Maybe the membership chat will have like an outcome of like, if you're new, if you're a new seller, we're trying to take you on the path to your first 1,000 or your first couple thousand in sales. And then if the bigger group could be like your path to the first 10K or something like that. People want results too. That's what I've noticed too. So you're going to put out an offer, people want results. And I'm also thinking about personal branding and social media. And I encourage you guys, post on social media what you guys are doing, document your experience, because you could help others too. People are interested in paying for education. And if you really know what you're doing, you can help and coach others as well. So, it's legit. So, I feel like in the near future, I can help with you guys, help personal branding as well, help you with the social media, help you posting. And maybe, I know like, It's All for Sale. He's a guy in our group. He got inspired from one of the live streams that I did, several weeks ago. And he's like, man, I heard what you said about personal branding, and I started documenting my experience. I'm on Instagram, I'm on TikTok. He opened up his own Discord, and I encourage that. I think that, you never know who you're going to attract that will vibe with you, because everybody's different, so someone might vibe with you, and you may have a tribe of people that, you could be a leader in, not to stroke your ego, but to actually help a group, and, actually add some value. I'm trying to help my sound get his store going, or son. He's 17 and has been selling some grocery items. So there you go. So we would join for sure. Yeah, I'll let you guys know. I'll keep you posted. I hope you're already in the group now, the Discord that's open now. What are some good ungating categories to get into when you're first starting? Well, I'm not sure if you were here earlier, but we do have a whole entire list of auto ungate categories. And well, not categories, they're brands, but they're also, the categories also listed on the spreadsheet. And I encourage you to go, you could start there. The easiest thing to sell, though, is used CDs, DVDs, and books. That's what I would sell when I first started. But I would say, if you're looking to get ungated in a category, go with things that you're familiar with. Like, let's say if you're a gamer, you can go and start trying to get ungated on some of the bigger, gaming brands, Electronic Arts, EA Sports type things, which I've sold some of that too. I just happen to like apparel. So, I really focused on Nike and Adidas, and, that's the majority of what I actually sell. But you can go another route. Like, I was on a call right now with Miles, the mastermind call, and all that we're talking about is makeup. And there's people that are interested in makeup, and I've definitely sold makeup as well. So, you may be interested in that, or your significant other. We have a lot of females also in the Discord that they also post their success. So I would say just go with what you're comfortable with. Where's the list of the auto ungate? It's in the Discord. Yeah, if you go to the Discord on the ungating channel, it's pinned. So you just go to the top, go to the pinned comments, and just scroll through the pinned comments, and it's pinned there. Amazon ungating is done by AI or employee. I think it's done by an AI. And I think it's like a random bot, and it's not consistent. There's some people that get approved their first try, and then there's people that have tried like 10 times with certain brands, and then they finally get approved. One thing I've noticed, and the reason I think it's AI, is because most of the time when I get approved, it gets approved like in 5 minutes. Like the chances of someone had looked through that in 5 minutes is low. I'm getting ungated while watching this live. There you go. Yeah. So I'm telling you, there's a spreadsheet. It's pinned on the top of the ungating channel. This is free. This is something that people could charge for. But like I said, I'm building trust. I wanted to let you guys know I'm legit. So, if I actually do charge for a group, you know that I'm going to add some value. Could repeat where the list is. Sorry. Yeah, no problem. It's in the ungating channel and it's pinned. Check the pinned comments. So scroll. There are several comments there that are pinned. So like, the important comments, they're pinned at the top. You got to, look for the little pin, and it'll pop up all the pinned comments. We have instructions on how to get ungated for Neutrogena, a bunch of other brands. But if you just scroll through there, it says auto ungate list. Found it. There you go. It's there. Now, there's a lot of brands on that list, and not all of them still work, but the majority still do. Just go through them. I applied for ungating, and they're saying that my approximate review time is April 15th. That's why I think it's random. Sometimes you get, boom, ungated in 2 seconds. Other times it takes a day or two. Just keep persistent, stay persistent, and keep going. And start with some of the auto ungates. And a lot of that stuff is groceries as well. I was at the store today at Marshall's. I found the grocery product. I'm like, these numbers look good. I went to see if, what's the deal with it. I hit request for approval. It was auto ungate. I didn't even have to answer any of those bootleg questions. Sometimes you got to answer like a little quiz, like a little 5-question quiz that basically they want to know that you're not selling bootlegs, that you understand that you're responsible for the product, just the standard stuff. You answer the questions and you hit submit, and it approves you right then and there. That's usually what the auto ungate process is. But with this brand, it was just request for approval. Oh, you're approved. Boom. So sometimes it's like that. But don't get discouraged. Most of the big brands, they're going to tell you, oh, we'll let you know in a few days or so. I know people that have submitted for Nike like 10 times, 15 times, and finally got approved. And I know people that are brand new sellers that they submit the first time and then they get approved. So that's why I think it's random. Because you would say, man, they probably approved the sellers with a history faster. But when you got new sellers getting approved too, that negates that theory. But I do think that your sales performance history probably has some sort of thing to do with it. I don't know, but I don't have any evidence of that, and they don't list any of that on the website. So just keep trying. But it's the same process for every single brand. You just got to submit an invoice, make sure your name is on the invoice, your address that matches your account. You have to have 10 of the same items. And I got unlocked with Nike in 1 day or less. So you see, Abe got unlocked. And then you got other people who are like, man, I've tried 10 times and I don't get unlocked or ungated. So I don't know what to say other than, keep trying. Me personally, I have 100% batting average, and I've never been denied for any of the brands. But I've had an account for a long time, so I don't think that I'm a good comparison to new sellers, because I got my account years ago when I was finding books on the street, and I've had an account. Now, I've been selling actively for about 1.5 years, going on 2 years, that I'm selling actively. And then full time, I would say since Q4 that I really started putting in my full time into this. If you guys don't know my story, I'm a record producer, Tev95. I make beats. I put out records. I've worked with a lot of boom bap artists, Crime Apple, Planet Asia, Sky Zoo, and many more. And you know, SDNAC. There's plenty of boom bap artists that I've worked with, and I'm still working. I'm mixing records this week. That's what I do. But being in the music, I always found another way to make money. Always had another hustle. So that's how I came across this Amazon thing. So in the last, like, I would say in October, November, I was like, man, I had already been selling part-time on the side, but I was like, man, I feel like if I really put in time on this, I can make a bag. And that's what I started doing. And then it wasn't until like February or the ending of January that I was like, let me post a little reel. Let me, share with the people what I'm doing. And I'll tell you, once I shared that, like, the followers and the numbers just started rocketing. Shoo. And, once I saw that, I was like, oh, all right. This is what people want to see on social media. Let me pop open the Discord and let me lean into it. Let me just tell my story of what I'm doing, keep posting my fitness. You guys know I'm posting up with the burpees every single day. I'm on day 290. I don't know. I'm almost at day 300, no days off. So, I'm big onto the fitness. I do the beats. And now Amazon has become like at the forefront of what people are interested in. So, that's why I keep telling you guys, just share what you do. You guys may be a mechanic. You may work at whatever, a real estate agent. I don't know what you guys do, but just share it, just share it and be candid. And you never know who you're going to attract and what people are going to be attracted to of what you do. And you don't have to be like, I started doing this. I had like a couple thousand. I had probably like 3,000 followers, 3,500 followers. And then, people really resonated with that content. I never paid for any ads or boosting or anything like that. And, my follower count is damn near at 12K in like 2 months, 2.5 months. So that's what I encourage you guys. So later on during the line, I think I'm going to, my intent is to help people with their personal branding and help people with their social media as well, that they want to monetize social media. But I got to show and prove first. You got a lot of people selling courses and telling you this, that, and the third, but like they're just running ads and they got slick videos. And I'm not sure if I would buy from those people. Some people do, don't get me wrong. Some people fall for the hype, but that's not me. I think I'm a little more, I scrutinize a little bit more. I'm like, is it real? Is this person, like, I look under the hood, like, let me see, like, you got 200,000 followers, but only 200 likes? That doesn't really make sense to me. So, that's coming down later on in the line, but I'm encouraging you guys because this is A+ Ecom. That's the brand that I'm gonna start pushing. Goat Farm is my brand. I'm motivating people to greatness. But when it comes to the lane of ecom, I'm gonna run with the A+. CDs, DVDs, and books, are those done mainly through FBM? Yeah, I did them mainly through FBM, and I would find them for free. You may have CDs right now on your shelf right now that you don't want anymore, that you can get rid of, and you could sell them used. CH Hay, or I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing this, says thank you for pulling up. How many units can you put inside the box? I think there's for the regular boxes, I think the maximum weight's 50 pounds, which, depending on how many units. So it's not per unit, it's more about weight. And I don't think you want to send a 100-pound box. I don't even know if a box will really support that. So most of the boxes that I send are closer around 20, 25 pounds. Of course, the more stuff that you could put in the box, you will lower your average inbound fee. But I think the limit's 50. But you could send multiple boxes, right? So if you got a bunch of items, and here's the thing, you're not going to decide what you put in the box. So you tell Amazon, all right, I got X amount of items. These are the items I'm sending. And they're going to tell you how many to put in the box and where to send them. So they may tell you to split it up. So you may have 30, 40 units. They'll tell you, hey, we want these 12 units to go in one box. We want these units to go on another box. And they may split it up for you. And you really have no say in that. And that's based on real-time logistics that they're running to maximize their logistics. They have different, like I said, every single time that you send it in, it's going to be to a different warehouse. Now, you can choose what region that you prefer it to be in. I'm on the East Coast. I'm in Florida, so I always stick with East Coast. But if you're in the Midwest, or if you're in the West Coast, you'll choose accordingly. But yeah, it's about 50 pounds limit per box, and you're probably not going to hit that limit. They made me split my shipment and put 2 Legos in one box. That happened the other day. I had a bunch of units, but there was mostly shoes. But I did have a bunch of some sports socks. I think they were like soccer sleeves. I don't know, but they were like socks. I had about like maybe 15 of them, and then they're like, oh, those got to go on their own box, and they're super light, so it was a small little box. I was like, oh man, now I got to do a little small little box just to go this way. But they tell you where to put it. Pause. Are you currently using a prep center? No, actually, it's funny you asked that. I was researching some prep centers today because in the group I'm in, they were trash talking some prep center. They were like, man, somebody wanted to make a list of prep centers that are not legit, because I believe that some people have some issues with certain prep centers. I've never done it, so, but I was looking around at pricing, and it's about $2 per unit, somewhere around there. It could be a little less the more units that you send in. But I mean, if you're buying higher ticket items, or I think it was like $1.75 at this one prep center I was looking at. But if you're sending to a prep center, which most of these prep centers are based in no tax states, it may be worth it. Because if you're not paying tax on the order, it may be worth your time to send it to the prep center. So I think eventually I'll probably get a prep center and still prep some of my items that that I get retail. I just haven't gotten around to that. Another thing is that I just talked about this earlier about a VA, a virtual assistant. Someone in the chat said that they started selling by watching me. And they're like, oh, I just started selling a few months ago. I already got a VA. I'm doing this. I've already made like 12K in sales. And it was kind of odd to me because that person had never posted before. And like I said earlier, I'm like, you got to watch out who's in these Discords, because then they usually try to hit you with the hook and they try to sell you something and they try to be funny bunny. But that person didn't put out any offers. So I don't know. I took them for their word. But they said, yeah, I've been watching you, and, I got a VA, and, I already sold 12K plus. And I think they said they had a prep center. I don't remember. Or they said they sell 10K. I don't know. But they sold a significant amount for a new seller. So, and it was odd to me that they had never posted before. So I was like, oh, what's this angle coming in? So, that's another reason that I want to do a paid group, because if it's a paid group, then, like, the person's usually legit. Like, they paid to be in the group. They didn't pay to come scam people, right? So, turn your DMs off. Don't have random randos on any Discord. I come back from the Discord crypto days where everybody was running scams, right? So you got to turn off your DMs and, only take friend requests from people that you feel are legit, that you vetted. Because you never know who's out there, who's lurking out there in these Discord streets. And then you got people, we've had a couple bozos come in like, oh, I got special deals with this. I can get you ungated with that. And usually, guys, if it's too good to be true and people say they got a plug for this and that, don't believe them, guys. I don't buy from any, gray market or China or anything like that. I buy from legitimate retailers, all that you've probably heard of. I was at Marshall's today. I go to the Nike store. I buy on the big websites. I just know how to squeeze out the discounts and what to pay attention to. I do this all the time. All right, guys. I'll take a, what time is it? 9:49? Give me another minute if you have any special questions. But I feel like I covered most of the sauce. Hope everybody got to check out the solar eclipse. I thought it was cool. I had the kids out there with the glasses checking out the solar eclipse. It was pretty dope. And what's up with all these internet conspiracy guys, man? I guess that's big business. People post those conspiracies online, and a lot of them, may or may not be true. I don't know, man. But, I don't need to hear negativity. I want to speak everything that's positive. I don't want to hear the doom and gloom, guys. And I feel like, a lot of the doom and gloom that's happened in the past, like, it's due to in part of the population paying attention to that. So in a way, it manifests itself. So I try to ignore that, but I find it now. I'm trying to laugh about it more. Before it was like, damn, sheesh, the vid, the 19 shit. All right, there's no other questions, guys. Everybody have a great night. I'll be back at it tomorrow. Jump in the Discord. The link's in the bio. Peace.